Couple of tough ones for the Badgers on the home floor this past week. Two games that were there for the taking, but unfortunately for Wisconsin, it was unable to seize the opportunity. A good first 30 minutes on Monday against Nebraska, but the Huskers rallied from 11 down in the final 10 minutes to win. And on Thursday night, the Badgers dug themselves a 17-point hole out of the gate to Northwestern. Got to within 6, but no closer as the Wildcats got out with an 8-point win. We'll recap the two games. Get Greg Gard's thoughts on some Badgers showing some encouraging things, specifically Khalil Iverson and Aleem Ford. Our Lexi Greytak sits down with Aaron Moesch, the lone senior on this Badgers roster. And we'll also check in with some former Badger football standouts playing in a rather big game on Sunday in Minneapolis. All that coming up on this week's edition of the Badger Sports Report.
Aaron Moesch outside right, bounces for Ethan Happ. Just right of the circle, he'll hoist up a three, and he will hit it. Ethan Happ is first from beyond the arc. Reavers at the top of the arc with 10 on the shot clock. Nate puts it on the deck. Chimanga defends, left shoulder turn. Reavers goes up. Yes, it counts, and a foul. Reavers going up against Jordy Chimanga, all 6'11", 270 of them, and Reavers earns an and one. Ethan fakes the handoff, puts it on the floor, right of the lane, out to Davison, rotates Schlunt, open three, left side, got it. TJ Schlunt with a three-point hit, 25-17 Wisconsin, rotates to Pritzel, 7 to shoot. Pritzel feeds Iverson, bounces to Happ, Ethan in the lane, ducks in, low on the left, scoops it up and in with a left hand. 14 for Happ, bounce pass Happ. Backing on Evan Taylor, the double from Copeland. Happ retreats. Happ on the dribble, darts it to Moesch for three, left side. He hit it. Aaron Moesch for three. And it's 50-40 Wisconsin with 12:40 remaining in Madison. Gets it into Iverson at the right elbow. Khalil trying to go to work on Gaines, runs it up. Got it. It counts and a foul. Grown man drive from Khalil Iverson. Schlunt to the left wing, bounces it into Happ, left block. Doubled out to Davison for three, straight on, straight through. Third hit from distance for Brad Davison, 44-36. Northwestern with 11 minutes remaining. Happ out on him, shot clock at 5. McIntosh left lane, like driving, knocked away by Ethan Happ. Here comes Happ, ahead to Iverson, down the lane, slam dunk. Two-hand flush from Iverson. Here comes the press. Badgers within 9. With 1:25 to play. Now Happ in the lane. Out to Pritzel. Throwing to Ford. He'll try a three left of the circle. Book it. Aleem Ford for three. Remember, the Badgers are out of timeouts. Wisconsin within 6. 1:14 to play. This is Wisconsin basketball. Stolen by Ethan Happ. Happ to the rim. And he hammers it down with the right hand. He'll drive to the goal and hammers it down. New York City. The Badgers are coming your way. Left open, snaps off a three and drills it. Out the fourth, the three left of the circle, tie game.
The Badger Sports Report is brought to you by Hy-Vee. Where there's a helpful smile in every aisle, Hy-Vee proudly supports the Wisconsin Badgers.
How do you show up?
Let's go.
Do you just bring it? Or do you bring it all?
Lucas, you gotta go.
Third row like a pro. Step up to GMC with 15% below MSRP on the most popular 2018 Acadia models. That's over $7,600 below MSRP on this all-wheel drive Acadia Denali. We are professional grade. GMC.
This is what collaboration looks like. This is what happens when a cardiologist in Appleton works step in step with specialists at UW Health in Madison. You see, when Terry's condition required a second opinion, his doctor turned to the cardiothoracic team at UW Health. Together, we made sure Terry got the care and the heart transplant he needed. Powerful minds, compassionate care, amazing results. UW Health, remarkable.
Hi, this is Coach Greg Gard, inviting you to join the Badger Basketball Booster Club. As a member of the Booster Club, you will have the opportunity to participate in a variety of great events, including pregame chalk talks, golf outings, and an away game bus trip. The Boosters play a vital role in assisting our staff and student athletes through fundraising and sponsorship. For additional information on joining the club, please call 608-265-6161. There's no better way to show your support than to join the Badger Basketball Boosters.
Family road trips just got a whole lot easier. The 2018 Nissan Rogue. Now with Nissan Intelligent Mobility, featuring technologies like available ProPilot Assist, which helps keep an eye on the road ahead and helps you stay centered while you're turning this lane into memory lane. Get to Nissan, proud supporter of college athletics.
Iverson on the right side to the baseline. Now a couple of retreat dribbles, throwing it to Davison high on the right. Davison left-hand dribble, slips a pass to half of the foul line, finds the cutting Iverson low on the left, layup good. Iverson active again.
Badgers get ready for more road games Sunday afternoon against Maryland in College Park, and then Thursday night against Illinois down in Champaign. Greg, I probably would have sounded like a broken record asking questions about the shooting and all of that, and you've said many times you can't yell a guy into making shots. Is it, there's that, but there's the defensive end. Is that the more correctable when there are breakdowns? There are just more correctable errors down there than somebody who just, who's a good shooter if it's one or two players who's just having a bad night?
Well, one end affects the other. Obviously, when you can make some shots and gain some confidence from that, that obviously helps your defense. But at the same time, I think defensively, we've done some pretty good things, maybe not for long enough stretches. And obviously with our struggles on the offensive end, it puts more pressure and more of a spotlight on our defense, where you almost, like I've said before, you have to pitch a perfect game from that standpoint, because we have a hard time consistently putting the ball in the basket. And so we got to continue to shore up and become even more consistent and more fine-tuned and more precise defensively as we work through some of these offensive struggles.
This is such a mental thing. It doesn't matter the sport. You hear it all the time in hockey. You need a certain amount of confidence. Football, the same thing with basketball. You can look at techniques, or maybe there's a flaw here and there, but so much of this is not specific to foul shooting. It's just playing, period, right from the neck up.
It is, and it's something that as a coach you can help them get in position and provide them with the opportunity. But it's still the player generates the confidence in what because they do it through their preparation, through the time they've invested in it, and then they have to go perform when it comes to that point in time and knock down the shot. So there's no really magical recipe or anything secretive we can tell a player. Obviously you support them, you help them, if there is a technique thing, you help them through that, but it still comes down to, when the lights are on and the scoreboard's ticking, that you got to be able to knock down some shots, and we put ourselves in position. That's one thing about this group, that as much as we've struggled through various things this year, that they've continued to come back every day, and I can't fault the effort in terms of the fight and how they prepared every day. So we've got to continue to grow and become more consistent.
I was just going to mention that. It seems like you guys are not lacking in floor burn collection, right?
No.
Loose ball, they're diving after. And those are things that, I know everybody's supposed to play hard, but it's easy to feel sorry for yourself if things aren't going well. This team doesn't play that game.
No, and it's easy for, when things aren't going well, to fold up your tent and go home. But this group has not, and I have not had to poke or prod in that area very much at all. They understand, where we need to grow and get better at, and that's the thing that obviously, as a coach, you like to see, that the effort is continually there. Our technique and our execution need to continue to improve, but when you can come and have that type of effort, that always gives you a chance. Number one, which we've had. We've been right there most of the time, and we just need to execute and play better in longer stretches.
You've been around this game for so long, and you've seen really good shooters have bad nights. I mean, All-Americans.
Right.
There's an inner toughness, a confidence in them that, okay, that happened, but that's not stopping me. Next look I've got, I want to let it fly.
You have to be able to move on pretty quickly. Whether you're 5 for 5 or 0 for 7, the next one's going in. And I think as a shooter, you constantly are working on that mental edge, and you're shooting your extra reps you get in practice, the extra reps they come in and get on their own. But you have to have a short memory, specifically if you're struggling a little bit, and we've seen some very good ones. We were talking off air, John Lure struggled his very last game of the career. We've seen others that have gone through that at times, and it happens. You just got to make sure that you continue to fight through it. And again, I use a lot, trust your preparation in terms of the amount of time they've invested in it, that It'll eventually, if you continue to get good looks, it'll even out if you've worked at it.
This isn't all doom and gloom here, though. I think when you look back at Thursday night, Aleem Ford knocked down some shots. Khalil Iverson now is on a 5-game run,
right,
where everybody who's watched him knows he's a good athlete. Now they're saying, this guy's a pretty good basketball player at this level, too.
And that's the nice thing about it. You always look for those guys that are in that third year that haven't had a lot of game experience. I think he averaged 8 or 10 minutes a game last year. Now he's been over 30 here this year, and that experience you can see is starting to blossom. He's starting to come into his own, and that's what I'm really proud about Khalil, or for Khalil, from a standpoint of how he has grown. And Aleem's another one that he's a freshman. You got to understand that. But Khalil, you always look for juniors to kind of take that jump, specifically in our program as we develop guys, and hopefully Khalil can keep growing.
It was with Aleem. We noticed it watching the game on Thursday. After he knocked down a shot, he even gave it one of these. Now, I mean, making the shots the most important thing, but it was almost like, okay, now I'm back in the rhythm. The confidence maybe with him is starting to build a little bit.
Yeah, and I think the other thing with defensively, he was better. He practiced really well for 2 days, and that's one thing that young players don't connect the correlation. But how well you practice will correlate to how well you play in a game. And he had 2 really good days of practice. He was physical. He was aggressive. He was locked in defensively, and that's something as a freshman. They go through the ups and downs and peaks and valleys, and they sooner or later figure out how important that piece is, and it showed for Aleem.
All right, Badgers on the road Sunday afternoon taking on Maryland, the one and only regular season meeting between these two teams. That'll be a noontime tip Central Time out at College Park. And then on Thursday, yet another road trip as the Badgers head to Champaign, the return game with Illinois down at the State Farm Center. And then it's 3 straight at home. Coach returns in a few minutes with the great day and great question of the week. Stick around.
This is Lexi Rush. She's 10, and she's amazing. You see, Lexi was born deaf and couldn't hear anything. That was until her doctor in Appleton referred her to the pediatric specialists at UW Health in Madison. Now, 2 operations later, Lexi can hear everything. Powerful minds, compassionate care, amazing results. UW Health. Remarkable.
This is Off the Bench with Lexi Greytak. Today we have a special guest here, senior forward Aaron Moesch. For those of you that don't know, 5 years ago Aaron was a walk-on to the Badgers, and heading into his senior year he was awarded with a scholarship.
No worries, Mom. I'm on scholarship this season.
First of all, Aaron, congratulations.
Thank you.
How hard did you have to work to earn that scholarship?
I think going back to my freshman year and looking at where I'm at now, to see the growth in myself is kind of cool. To be able to look back, like you said, 5 years ago, see where I was and where I am. And I think that started with Coach Ryan, just preaching that you have to come to work every day at practice and work hard and do the things the right way. And then when Coach Gard took over, he really drilled that into us, that practice is where you make yourself a better basketball player. And that if you come to practice every day and work hard, he's looking for guys that he has to put on the court, or as he likes to say, he can't keep off the court. If he looks at someone in practice and they're kicking butt day in and day out, he says, well, I got to find some time for you.
And how did your perception of the game change? Because being a walk-on to a scholarship athlete is a big difference.
Yeah, I think not as much as people would think, because my redshirt sophomore year, I was still a walk-on and actually played, 20-something minutes against Michigan State and I think 20 against Indiana. And then moving into this year, kind of the similar spotty minutes where sometimes you play 25 against Indiana and then other times the matchup isn't right, so you don't play at all. And I think that's fine, but I think the perception of the game hasn't changed at all, because I played a little bit when I was a walk-on and I'm still playing just a little bit when I'm on scholarship. So the game doesn't change. It's still basketball. There's still 10 guys on the court and 1 ball and 2 hoops.
What are you working on in your game right now?
I think just to be more consistent offensive player.
Darts it to Moesch for 3, left side. He hit it. Aaron Moesch.
And defensive player, I guess. You can't have one without the other. But, I mean, adding the ability to score is kind of hard to do this late, but to be able to consistently add something to the offense is something that I could see myself still growing, even though we have only what, 2 months, a month left in the season. So I think that would be the main focus of my game, is to score a little bit more.
Going off that, we have 2 months of the season left. Have you accomplished all your goals that you've wanted to accomplish before leaving?
Yeah, I think, again, looking back, it's kind of weird to look back when you're still in season, but you can kind of do it because I've been here so long. I feel like the grandpa of the team. Just to come in and my freshman year to go to a Final Four was not something that you expect. I mean, that's not something that everyone gets to do. And then the next year, to do it again while winning the Big Ten championship, the Big Ten tournament, and going to back-to-back Final Fours, which not a lot of people get to do. And then the last 2 years, when Coach Gard took over, to come in and be a shaky team and see how a team can really grow in the realm of a season, to go to a Sweet 16, and then last year to go to another Sweet 16. So 4 straight Sweet 16s. My freshman year we went to Canada as a foreign trip. This past year we went to Australia as a foreign trip, been to the Bahamas, Hawaii. I mean, there's a lot of things that I've done in the past 5 years that not a lot of people get to do, and the coolest thing was to see my family come everywhere with me.
You were one of the few players that actually got to experience the coaching from Hall of Fame coach Bo Ryan, as well as Coach Gard. Kind of compare and contrast the 2 different coaching styles?
Yeah, I'll get it off the record now. I like them both equally. So if anyone asks that question, I like them both equally. They have similar philosophies and each bring their own dynamic. Coach Gard, obviously studying under Coach Ryan for 20-some years, obviously you're going to have some similar tendencies. Practice basically the same. We've added a few drills, taken a few drills out, but I think the one thing that's always going to be a constant is the first day of practice, the first drill is always partner passing, and that's something that's never going to change. So they have little tendencies that are different, but overall I'd say they're similar coaches just because Coach Gard got to study Coach Ryan for 20 years, but he definitely has brought a few different things into practice.
So your senior year, your last year playing, what's your most memorable moment as a Badger?
I think it has to be when the final horn sounded against the Kentucky Wildcats in that second Final Four run when we beat them to go to the national championship game. They were 38-0. I don't think many people expected us to win, but the 17 guys and the 4 coaches inside the locker room knew what we had to do. And we were walking after the game, ball gets thrown in the air, everyone's cheering. We're walking back to the locker room, and you know, everyone's all pumped up, pushing each other, yelling. And Josh Gosser is just walking head down, not showing much emotion. And someone goes, "Josh, man, are you excited?" And he turns, he goes, "I expected to win," and kept walking. And that is one moment that will forever be ingrained in my mind, that he was expecting so much to win that it was just like another day at the office. So it's one of the coolest moments, and I'll never forget that.
I just got like goosebumps.
Yeah, I know.
I felt like I was there, like I was a player with you guys. Well, thank you, Aaron, for your time. And thank you for watching Off the Bench with Lexi Greytak.
At Hy-Vee Market Grill, you'll find something for everyone. Steaks grilled to perfection, delicious pasta, wood oven flatbread pizzas, and the burgers are the best in town. Plus, you've got to try our delicious Sunday brunch. And Hy-Vee Market Grills are next to Hy-Vee stores, so it's not like we're gonna run out of food. It's good food, good times, and we love to see people smile. So get on into Hy-Vee Market Grill today.
Welcome back, Grandma. Wow.
I did a lot of shopping in Italy, and I met a nice man.
Ciao, Gino.
Gino.
Da Italia.
He's Italian.
Vieni qua.
Buick now has an SUV for that. The Buick Envision. One of 3 luxury SUVs from the new Buick. Get 18% below MSRP on every remaining 2017 Envision Essence and Premium model. That's over $7,500 on this Buick Envision Essence.
Most people don't know that UW Health and the University of Wisconsin are national leaders in the field of kidney transplant. They provide new life for those who will likely die without a transplant, and they assure a normal life for those who donate. I would know. I donated a kidney, and together, we saved a life.
UW Health. Remarkable.
How do you show up?
Let's go.
Do you just bring it? Or do you bring it all?
Focus. Focus. You gotta go.
Third row like a pro. Step up to GMC with 15% below MSRP on the most popular 2018 Acadia models. That's over $7,600 below MSRP on this all-wheel drive Acadia Denali. We are professional grade. GMC.
Wisconsin is a special place to be a part of. First, I want to start with jump around. That was the first experience I ever had as a freshman coming in. That was the first thing I saw on my recruiting visit. I didn't know what the jump around was. That was the thing that got me. And secondly, football. It was just an atmosphere I couldn't resist. Being a part of such a great running tradition, Melvin Gordon, James White, Ron Dane, the list goes on, and I wanted to be a part of it. So, doing great things, stacking up wins with, great head coaches I was a part of, it made this moment that much better because they helped me be in this position today and, speak for a great university like Wisconsin.
It's definitely pretty cool. Corey's a good football player. He's his rookie year, and he's been playing very well. So, it'd be cool to see him out there. He's been doing his thing. Been here a couple of times playing against those Gophers and whatnot. Some of my friends might come up that are still living in Wisconsin, so it's pretty cool to be close to one of my second homes. My last time playing here my senior year against Minnesota, it was pretty cold. I'm pretty sure it was like negative temperatures, but we always beat those guys for the most part. So.
I haven't played in Minnesota since I've been in the NFL, and I didn't lose a game in Minnesota when I was in college, so I feel good about it. And I'm not that creative. Obviously the Super Bowl is kind of the highest level in the NFL, and you do everything you can to get there, but I never thought I'd be, in the Super Bowl in Minneapolis where I grew up, so it's really cool.
I've been fortunate to be at a Super Bowl once before, and, this is a completely different perspective, having a knee injury. So, you're just so thankful and grateful to be in these positions, to have a career, where you can go to 2 Super Bowls is special, and just try and enjoy this as much as you can. There's a culture that comes from the University of Wisconsin playing there that carries over to the NFL. We got guys in the locker room that play football the right way, that are committed to the team, committed to do whatever we can to help the team win. And you see guys that are willing to sacrifice whatever they can. It's just a really special group to have those guys here. They're obviously great and tremendous players for our team and have done a really good job to get us to this point. And, we're hoping to finish it off here on Sunday.
Family road trips just got a whole lot easier. The 2018 Nissan Rogue. Now with Nissan Intelligent Mobility, featuring technologies like available ProPilot Assist, which helps keep an eye on the road ahead and helps you stay centered while you're turning this lane into memory lane. Get to Nissan, proud supporter of college athletics.
At Hy-Vee Market Grill, you'll find something for everyone. Steaks grilled to perfection, delicious pasta, wood oven flatbread pizzas, and the burgers are the best in town. Plus, you've got to try our delicious Sunday brunch. And Hy-Vee Market Grills are next to Hy-Vee stores, so it's not like we're gonna run out of food. It's good food, good times, and we love to see people smile. So get on into Hy-Vee Market Grill today.
Welcome back, Grandma. Wow.
I did a lot of shopping in Italy, and I met a nice man.
Ciao. Gino.
Gino.
Da Italia.
He's Italian.
Vieni qua.
Buick now has an SUV for that. The Buick Envision. One of 3 luxury SUVs from the new Buick. Get 18% below MSRP on every remaining 2017 Envision Essence and Premium model. That's over $7,500 on this Buick Envision Essence.
This is what collaboration looks like. This is what happens when a cardiologist in Appleton works step in step with specialists at UW Health in Madison. You see, when Terry's condition required a second opinion, his doctor turned to the cardiothoracic team at UW Health. Together, we made sure Terry got the care and the heart transplant he needed. Powerful minds, compassionate care, amazing results. UW Health, remarkable.
The Badger Sports Report is brought to you by UW Health. UW Health Sports Medicine, the healthcare team for the Badgers. Learn more at uwsportsmedicine.org.
Time for this week's Great Day and Great Question of the Week. And Mike over in Milwaukee wants to know, Coach, understands that Taylor Curry, who will be a Badger beginning next season, having a very good senior year in high school over in Michigan.
Yeah, he is. And Mike, thanks for your question. He is. Coach Oliver actually was, when we were going to Michigan State, saw him the week before, the night before, excuse me. And he's on a really good team. Clarkston is a defending state champion in Michigan, and Taylor's been their anchor inside. They got a guard who's going to Michigan State, lawyer that's playing in the backcourt. So a really, really good team, and he's put up big numbers. He had 29, I think, the night that Dean was there. And you know, he's a guy that's coming here with only 3 years of high school experience. He's going to graduate early and reclassify to 2018, that class, and get over here and join us early. So we're excited about him. He'll, like I said, he understands what winning is about. He has got some toughness and an edge to him, and a little chip on his shoulder. So, and he's been a part of a championship culture, which is something that's important to us in terms of the people that we bring in here, that they understand what winning is about and what it takes to get to that level.
All right, we'll look forward to seeing him and his time as a Badger beginning next fall. Mike, thanks for your question. The Great Dane with a location up in Wausau, as well as 4 in Madison, east side of town, downtown, Fitchburg, as well as Hilldale. Coach Gard's radio show picks up again Monday night, 6 o'clock at the Hilldale Great Dane location. Badgers at Maryland on Sunday afternoon, at Illinois on Thursday night. We'll talk to you next week. Thanks for watching.
Honoring all-around excellence in men's and women's collegiate competition. Every division, every sport, the Learfield Directors Cup. The prestigious award continues its reign as the crowning achievement in college athletics. To follow your favorite team, like us on Facebook, find us online and on Twitter. The Learfield Directors Cup.
Family road trips just got a whole lot easier. The 2018 Nissan Rogue. Now with Nissan Intelligent Mobility, featuring technologies like available ProPilot Assist, which helps keep an eye on the road ahead and helps you stay centered while you're turning this lane into memory lane. Get to Nissan, proud supporter of college athletics.
A pulse, felt by one, sends a ripple, felt by some. A shiver, felt by many, until it amplifies, magnifies into a tremor that electrifies. Badgers everywhere, moving as one, tilting